Do we know who this band is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the link is in the description.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. At least it should be. It better be. So I forget where I got it from. Where did I get it? Upbeat. It's Abbey Noise.
Nice.
I like it. I've ended up using a lot of their music throughout the shows, across different things, using it on the shorts, one of the different sounds.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
I saw the George Pickens short got a lot of views.
I think it's still going. I put a lot of work into that one, like all 10 seconds that it took to make it.
Hey, sometimes those are the best, dude. There's like I've done videos that have taken me a week to put together.
Yeah,
and it'll get like 250 views. I'm like,
yeah.
What a waste of time.
All right.
Thank you to those 250 people, though.
Yeah. It's like we've done shows like, oh, God, this is terrible. Then you look like it just keeps going and going, gaining traction. Like, oh, okay. Must have did something right.
Good morning, Derpy.
No, Derpy. This is not Penguin talk. They did win last night, though.
What is the Penguins' record? Can we pull that up, Mike? Before we get into the Steelers' injury report?
Oh. Where are my Pittsburgh Penguins? They're 12, 13, and 4. We're battling back, baby. We're fifth in the Metro.
Almost 500.
Almost 500. They're playing much better hockey recently.
They've got a bunch of good players. It's it's tough to think of them being a bad team.
Yeah, they ended up making some trades. They got a younger guy who's playing, and he's been playing well from what I've read. I haven't had a chance to watch anything. Yeah,
I haven't watched the Pens at all. I just don't have time.
Me either, and that's what sucks. I love the Penguins. I love watching Crosby play.
Yeah, I'll get into them hopefully the second half of the season, I'm sure.
Oh, I will too. It's just this slog right now with the Steelers season. No, I don't have the time.
It is Steelers season.
It is. Big game today.
Huge game.
Huge. They win this one, it sets them up for down the road. Because if you can, you're not going to come out of that the next 3-game gauntlet unscathed. You're going to have a loss there. If they win today and beat Baltimore next, and then go into Philly, lose that one,
is that what it is? We have the Ravens first, then Philly. Or is it the other way around?
It could be the other way around. Let me pull up the team schedule. I thought I had it memorized.
I know it's home at Kansas
It's
City
Eagles. It's at the Eagles. My bad.
Yeah,
we got the Browns, and we're at the Eagles, which we haven't won there since like the Hoover administration. Then you go at the Ravens. So you win today, and you
split those. Hopefully,
if you split those two, and then you split the KC Bengals down the road, you're sitting pretty. You're sitting to what 10, 11, and
next 5.
You go into you finish the season 11-5. Or I miscounted. That'd be 10, 11, 12. 12-5. Yeah, 12-5. I forgot about the Browns game today, apparently. If you go 12-5, that's a market improvement from last year. And you going in, you have to feel pretty good about yourself going into the playoffs at that point. But first, you have to beat the Browns. And last I saw,
3 seed is huge.
Yeah, you got to get that 3 seed. And get that home. Oh, this stupid gnat, I swear, has been flying around the entire house. Just one gnat. And it's been bugging me everywhere I go. I feel like I'm Pigpen from Charlie Brown's. Oh, it's killing me. I'm about to burn down the house just for one gnat. People want to do it for spiders. I want to do it for gnats.
Nice.
Yeah. God, it's like the George Pickens of bugs. It's just always there, annoying you.
Well, do we want to start off with the injury report or George Pickens? I mean, I know George Pickens is probably the topic after that.
Yeah, we can go right to the injury report. Let me pull that up here.
Yeah, I looked at it like an hour ago, but you know how things can change.
Yeah, right now it's still like Montravius Adams, the only one listed as out for the Steelers. Everyone else will be in. Now, who's going to be the scratches? I do not know because what Corey Trice is back on the active roster. There's some movement there, so it's going to be interesting to see who the actual 53 or the 40 what do they run, like 48, 40, Yeah, 53, but for the active roster, they still on game day is down to like 48. So there's still going to be a couple scratches. So I don't know who that's going to be. Let's see. They got the Browns. With Maurice Hurst out, Sam Kamara out, Jared Willis or Jedrick Willis out, and a couple guys questionable. Big one is for me is like James Thrash. If he doesn't play, what are they going to do at the wide receiver position? I think they only have like 4 guys on their actual receiving depth for the Browns. Yeah, what did Pickens do? Derpy, he got a hammy.
I don't think so. I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart.
Oh my god!
I think it's if he doesn't shape up, they're going to use as an excuse.
You think they're going to risk losing for that?
I think they're thinking about it.
Nah, now, they're not going to risk losing a game to send a message to George Pickens. They need him. They need to win this game. They need to make the playoffs. But they did say, he was out there testing his hammy. It's something that they will be taking a look at. They will be monitoring his the wear and tear on it. If they have to sit him out a few snaps, they will sit him out a few snaps.
I made fun of everybody out with all these hammies. It just seems to linger and linger and linger. And I don't know. I woke up with like a pulled hammy one morning.
Right? Like, one of the dudes at work, he's like, dude, I got to call off. I jacked my hamstring up in my sleep. I don't know what I did. He was hobbling around for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I had a hard time going up steps.
Yeah. And these guys are world-class athletes.
Yes. Not me.
No,
I'm a world-class something, but not an athlete.
World-class
ping pong player, according to Phil.
I want to make T-shirts say, it's like, it's table tennis, not ping pong.
Well, there's different roles between table tennis and ping pong. I won't get into it on this show, but there is.
Oh my god!
The actual weight of the ball is totally different. Same size, just different weights.
Yeah, I was playing ping pong and ping pong. They shoved the handle up my ass. Any Beer Fest fans out there would have got that reference.
So we're looking about as healthy as we've been in a while, right?
Yeah. With Montrevis,
James Daniels, Patano are out, but other than that,
yeah, and
healthy.
Yeah, and Montrevis, who's been out for a while too. I was hoping we'd get him back. I like him as a depth piece, but everyone else this is the healthiest we have been, and we're getting healthy at the right time. We need it in these last 5 games. This stretch right here is just brutal. It's all hands on deck, and getting Highsmith back is huge. Like that's like
I agree.
Oh my god, the things he can do on the edge. He's a better run stuffer than Herbig and Watt, and you need that guy. You need, it tends to be like people have their specialty, and he's a better run stuffer than a rusher, and he's a damn good edge rusher too. That just shows you how great he is at stuffing the runs. Him being back's huge. Now you can start moving Watt around the lineup the way they started to do a little bit last week, and then
you have to move him. You can't have Watt do the same thing over and over and over again. I saw he had some success with an inside move. I've been telling him for years he doesn't listen to me for some reason.
I know, right?
He's only like all-time sack leader ever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your inside moves, work on that, because now they have to be more honest with you when you do your outside move.
Yeah, because he's good enough for that inside move. We saw it especially in week 1 against Atlanta when he beat the tackle inside stuff Bijan in the backfield. It's like, oh god, yeah, I want to see more of this. And I just like the way you move him around. Let him rush up the middle. Last week, they did the stunt. He started outside, stunted around inside on the delayed blitz, and caught Joe Burrow off guard. They need to start doing more of those type plays. And I think with Highsmith back, you're going to see more of it, because you get those 3 guys going. You don't know who's going to come, who's going to go, because Highsmith and Watt, they have the ability to drop in coverage. They both have interceptions. They both know how to play zone really well. So now you're getting teams guessing. It's like I talked about on our show yesterday. I want Jameis Winston guessing. I want his his little warped little brain having to process more and more information. The guy's a nut, and I just want that brain to continue working for him. I don't want him to sit back there and just play quarterback. I want to have to think about what he is seeing, and move those three guys around. Then you put a Landon Roberts out there too. He's prone to drop into coverage, but he's another good inside blitzer, kind of like how Vince Williams was. Vince was a great run stuffer, and he'd surprise you on the blitz. Use a Landon Roberts in that way. Patrick Queen, he's not great in coverage, but he can also rush the quarterback. So now you have like 4 or 5 guys who can drop into coverage and can blitz at any time. Use that. I know we don't run the zone blitz anymore, but sprinkle back elements of it and throw these teams off down the stretch. Now you put stuff on film then how these teams have to prepare for it. And these guys can execute it.
I have a mic. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, for some reason my microphone was blinking at one point. I hit a button, so I was like, "Did I turn it off?"
Oh God!
You know me with technology.
Yeah, I know.
I'm getting better.
I'm going to start charging you tech support hours.
I need it. Listen, I reach out to so many people, different people, about how to do YouTube, and I'm like, I should make a YouTube video for like dummies, because like if I could figure all this out, so can you.
Yeah.
It's like everybody over the age of 45. 13-year-olds would be like, what an idiot.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, it's funny though, like some of the younger generation, they didn't grow up with like computers. It was just like cell phones and tablets. So now they're like, they don't know how to do like the PDF files and Excel. And like now you have like that parts of Gen X and all millennials know how. Then you got the Zoomers who are like, what? How do I do the PDF? How do I convert this file, that file? So Gen Z and Boomers have a lot in common, more than they want to admit.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah. It's scary. So you think Pickens just might be limited on snaps? Maybe is that your?
I think so. I believe so. That's what Tomlin is saying, and you know Tomlin. He's always honest with the media.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, and the same with him and the Steelers, just truthful to the local sports media. But no, I think he's going to give it a go, and if there's some tightness, they're not going to play him as much because you need him down the stretch. As much as you need him in this game, you need him in that gauntlet coming up. I don't want to risk him in this game to where he plays, balls out, does well, but he's going to miss the next 3 to 4 games. I'd rather sacrifice him this game.
Player to the offense.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
we've won games without Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
I think Najee Harris, our backups have shown that they can do it.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, we've lost some offensive linemen to be able to handle, but losing Pickens, I think, would be
that's
the
huge.
Worst thing that could happen to the offense.
Yeah, there's no one opposite to him that's going to command that type of attention. That can, you hope Mike Williams can replicate what George. Yeah, right.
Didn't he play with the Jets or something?
I think so. You hope he can replicate what George does, but what George does is unique. He's the best receiver at those contested catches.
Sometimes it looks to me like he's not even trying to get open. He's just like, just throw it.
Yeah.
Just throw it. I got it. We're good.
Just put it up here within 10 yards. I'm going to catch it. And he does. But I know, yeah, he as he goes, so goes the offense. You see it like when the offense is struggling, Arthur Smith and Russ, they dial up that deep pass to George and they hit it, and then boom, next thing you know, okay, the defense is on their heels. The offense has life. They have juice. All of a sudden, the run blocking's better. The pass blocking's better. He is the lifeblood of the offense.
Yeah, and it looks like Thornhill, the free safety from the Browns, is questionable.
Ooh.
So he can't go. That frees up some over-the-top coverage help.
I hope so, yeah. That's a late-breaking report right there. Look at you. You're like a news hound.
Derpy's got nothing on me.
Wait, like what is Derpy? He's just chilling out in the comments.
Yeah, Derpy, you should have just joined us.
Yeah. But no, Derpy's a diva.
He is. You know what? I checked out Derpy's Derpy Entertainment, his YouTube page, and we need to see some more movie reviews. Like, can you give us a movie review on Wicked? I think that's the new big movie out there.
That's the new big movie.
My niece is going to watch it. I got to watch my little 1-year-old niece during the game so that my other niece, who's 8, can go and watch Wicked with my sister.
Oh, so you have to watch it like a 1-year-old. So you're watching with a Cleveland Browns fan. Is what you're saying? Because they have the same type of intellect and maturity level.
I'll tell you something about the 8-year-old. She was born on the day the Penguins won the Stanley Cup in 2016.
Ooh.
So all the girls at McGee Hospital, well, I guess all the babies, not girls, but they all had like the little Penguins onesies.
Yeah.
So she still has a little onesie, right?
That's awesome.
And then the day before her 1-year-old birthday party, they won it again. So she wasn't even one, and the Penguins had won.
Yeah, they won the back. Spoiled. She is spoiled.
Yeah, I don't even think she knows what hockey is yet.
I know, right? What's spoiled? What a spoiled fan base. She's the epitome of it.
Yeah, she knows football because she goes to Thomas Jefferson school. So it's all high school football there.
Oh yeah, that's all it is over there. Yeah.
Fear the Jaguar. That's what it says in their gym.
Oh God. Wow.
Right.
But better than the Potter Pete, we were a kiln.
Potter
East Liverpool Potters. We were a kiln.
What does that mean?
We were the pottery capital of the world at one point, East Liverpool.
Oh, like pottery,
yeah,
not like some animal that sounds like pottery.
No. It was a giant kiln.
That's terrible.
It is. It's still better than whatever logo the Browns have on the middle of their field.
Well, we were the Eagles, and our basketball gym was called the Eagles Nest. That was kind of slick. South Park that lost to that Central Clarion team 55-0. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Central Clarion lost to Troy.
Good.
Somewhere out east. I don't know. It was like 25-24.
Ooh.
So yeah, I can't believe that team's better than that Central Clarion team.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the better team doesn't win. Like last night, Penn State and Oregon.
Yeah, what happened? Somebody was saying it was controversial at the end of coaching. James Franklin messed some stuff up.
Well, let's see. Oregon just, cheap shot of Drew Alar all game long. They had 12 men downfield on their linemen on touchdown plays. I think Oregon had like one penalty against them. Yeah.
Now, will Drew Alar, he's playing next year too, correct? And then he'll be coming out into the NFL.
He should. He needs one more year.
Do you think he can be like a backup in the league?
I think he can be a top flight backup. Like if he comes out right now, he'd be a top flight. He'd be a top backup potential starter. I think after next year, get another year seasoning under his belt. I think he can potentially be a starting quarterback. No, do I think he's going to be like a top 10, top 15 quarterback? No, but I think he can be like a Jameis Winston type, a guy that's going to put up good numbers, going to make some boneheaded decisions. Will sneak you into the playoffs, not winning the Super Bowl, but he'll keep your team competitive. He's a competitor. He's going to be well better than Trace McSorley.
Now, speaking of Winston had 6 touchdowns last week.
Yeah. 4. Yeah. 2 for Denver, 4 for him. And that's the thing in this game, man. I want Winston throwing the ball as much as he can because you never know what you're going to get out of him. You don't know where it's going to go. It's going to go to his team, your team, the fans in the stand.
It's going somewhere fast.
It's going somewhere. Like they need to play him like they did Joe Burrow. Get pressure on him because he's not a mobile quarterback. He's shifty, kind of like Burrow, but he's going to sit back there and hang out in the pocket. You got to get that initial pressure on him the way we did against Burrow. And if we can do,
go ahead.
And if we can do that, that's going to be great. And I do not want Joey Porter Jr. anywhere near Jerry Jeudy. He needs.
What my question was going to be.
He needs a week off. He needs another week off from a top flight receiver. Put him on whoever their number 2 is. Let Dante Jackson line up against Jeudy and have safety help over the top on that side, and like shade Minka to that side, and kind of like they did last week against like they did against Burrow and Jamar Chase. Judy's probably going to get his numbers. He's that good of a receiver, but I just give Porter a break again.
I was going to ask you, will Joey Porter Jr. have a bounce back week? And I think you already answered that without.
Yeah, I think he will, but I just don't want to risk it. This is why I'm not an NFL coach, because I'm like, dude, no, you're not going against their number one again. Whereas Tom, I'm like, yeah, go out there and fucking prove it. And if you don't, okay, we're not afraid to switch it up. Which you kind of, that's how you have to manage those type of players, especially DBs. They have to have a short memory.
All right, Phil the Still
10 sacks,
5 forced fumbles, 2 interceptions. Boom. Hey, I mean, he brought the boom too.
He brought the boom in honor of Derby, but I think this defense will have some interceptions and some forced fumbles.
I mean, we have to destroy this team, right, Mike?
We have to after last, because we should have won 2 weeks ago. Should have won. It was in there for the offense to close it out. It was in there for the defense to close it out, and they couldn't close it out. They should have won that game, and so they definitely have to win this one. It doesn't have to be in convincing fashion. It's a divisional opponent. Those games are always close. They just need to win.
Is there any precipitation today that you know of? Will we have another snow globe?
Well, let's take a look. Air quality is PM10, whatever that means.
How come it's not posted up in the corner?
It's going across. It's going across. No, it's 36 degrees. It doesn't look like there's going to be any precipitation in Pittsburgh, so it should be decent weather conditions in the Berg. We got the yellow end zones. People are fired up about that. People are saying Steelers, are going to win by 100. So we'll see. But clear skies. Clear skies. It's saying 50 degrees at kickoff.
Oh, that's nice. For this time of year, that's great.
That's, oh my God. Now I'm going to get sick. Yeah, it's going to be 50 degrees at kickoff.
Now, last week, Wilson went off, had a career day. Winston did the same. What's the running game going to be looking like from both teams?
We hopefully can run the ball against them. I think they're averaging about, hold on, I'm going to pull up their stats. Oh my God, come on now. Rushing defense. I think they're giving up like 120 yards a game. Yeah, about 128 yards a game. That's in the bottom portion of the league Cleveland is, but we have to run the ball. We have to establish a run game. That's how the Steeler offense works.
They love that play action.
Oh God, yeah, and you see why it works wonders. We were able to get $120 last week or 2 weeks ago against them. So I think we should be able to do it again. I just want to see more Najee, just ground and pound up, on these guys. If we don't get the run game going, it's going to be a long game. But if we can get the pass game going, that's going to open up the run game. So, but everything's predicated on the run game.
This Browns team's bad, but
they still have good players. They still have Myles Garrett. Who are their corners? Denzel. They still have Denzel Ward and what's his name? Greg Newsome, right? Yeah. So they have good players in the secondary. They have good guys on the linebacking position. They have good guys on that defensive line outside of Myles Garrett. We saw last week their 2 D tackles that ate us alive. So they have talent on that team. I think it was just, a combination of bad coaching. Stefanski's not a good coach. And then running out, what's his name? Deshaun Watson. So
he officially, I think, had the world's worst ever numbers for a quarterback in the history of the NFL.
They were atrocious. So those factors there, and they had a lot of key injuries as well. So this team is good. They made the playoffs last year. They're a good team.
Yeah, who did they lose to? The Texans,
right? Yeah, they lost to Texans big time. Oh yeah, they got destroyed.
I remember that. I remember the Steelers back in 2002, and then I remember the Kansas City one.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I just guessed Patriots because.
I forgot it was like Houston last year beat them. That was the game where they had last year's key stat for Myles Garrett was quarterback pressures, and they were pressuring C.J. Stroud, and he was just dicing them up in the game. But yeah, they have good talent on the team. And it's just injuries and coaching and bad quarterback play have set this team back. And it's because they're the Browns. It's one of those franchises that until they do it, you don't. I'm never going to give them the credit until they actually win something and win consistently for a long time.
And Nick Chubb is not what he was pre-injury yet.
No,
I don't know if he'll ever get back there, but he's definitely not there yet.
No, and their offensive line isn't what it once was either. But they have they have good players on that team. It's just a poorly run organization and just a poorly coached team.
What's a worse organization, the Cleveland Browns or the Pittsburgh Pirates? Or do we not have enough time for that?
The Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates. The Browns. I give their ownership credit. They do what they do to they think is going to help them win. They extend the right guys to the right contracts. They're able to keep Myles Garrett there. They're able to keep Nick Chubb there. It's just their drafting isn't at the quarterback position is holding them back. And they thought that move for Deshaun Watson was going to set them over the top. So okay, you go aggressive. You think you're going to go get your quarterback. That's going to be the guy. You had a great defense around him. You had skilled players on offense. You need that quarterback. Go get him. It was an aggressive move. I like the aggressiveness. I never thought he was that good of a quarterback. You overpaid for him, but hey, you tried. I give them credit. They tried. Whereas the Pirates do not try. They go, oh, we're in contention to get Shohei Ohtani. No, you're not. Oh, we're gonna try and get Aaron Judge. No, you're not. You called them and they said, hey man, what's up? And they hung up on you and laughing. The Browns go out and try. I give them credit.
It came up on their phones as spam.
Yeah, so spam. Yeah. So I'd rather be a Browns fan than a Pirates fan because the Browns, you can see them. They actually try. They may make the wrong moves, but they goddamn it, I give them credit. They try.
Yeah, well, they've paid Deshaun Watson more money than the Pirates have paid probably all their players combined.
I think so. Yeah. Same, probably with the same win percentage.
That Brady Quinn pick wasn't too good, was it?
Oh, that was god awful. I loved it. I watched him play in college. I'm like, this guy's nothing special. He was terrible. The one I do feel bad for was Tim Couch. They should have never taken him first overall on that team, on that rebuild.
He was okay though. I mean, he was okay overall player, but
no, I feel like that cat. If you put him on like an established team in that era, he would have been okay. He wouldn't have done great, but he would have been okay.
Like out in San Francisco with like a system or something.
Yeah. The Browns. It's just them and the Lions. They get a modicum of success, and their fans and the organization and the players act like they're the like the lifeblood of the NFL. So when those two organizations lose, I love it.
I Phil's gonna love this. I play darts. The dart community is pretty good, and I'm friends with a lot of dart players from Cleveland. And to see their Facebook pages, like when anything positive happens with the Browns, it's like they're over ecstatic.
Yeah, it's like last week. It's like here in Pittsburgh, we joke that it was the victory over the Steelers was their Super Bowl. But you go online. I have people from like the Cleveland area up north, and oh my God, you would have think they won the Lombardi Trophy. Like anytime they like beat the Steelers or the Ravens, it's like let's have a parade. We had a parade for an 0-16 season. Let's have a parade for winning a divisional game. And it's like I don't know how I can be that miserable of a fan base. I couldn't take it.
Well, didn't they have a 2-year stretch where they won one game?
Yeah, they were 0-16 and then 1-15. Yeah,
that's just brutal. Absolutely.
And no, not I couldn't think of an organization that deserved it more than the Cleveland Browns. Like I have no sympathy for Cleveland. After Art Modell gave them all this money to fix their city, and then they screw him over and paint him to be the villain when he moved the team. Like he injected millions upon millions of dollars into that city and renovations throughout the town, and then they screw him over. So every time Cleveland loses, I find it funny and I love it. It's a nice city though.
Joined us today.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Joined us. He's just like the Brian. Like he just gets this look on his face.
Yeah.
Disgust when he.
I love it. I love it.
It's great.
Cleveland's a nice city though. I like going up there. It's easy to get around. It's not confusing like Pittsburgh.
I think Rockefeller was from there. I think that's where all the Standard Oil came from.
I think so.
And then I think he moved over to like New York, but
yeah, it was all like from that area. The Rockefellers, the Carnegies.
Yep. All right. So who's going to have the better game? Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. That's the big talk, right?
That's the
usually
big
the
talk.
Quarterback versus quarterback, but I think today is the number one pick in the 2017 draft versus what was Watt 30th?
I think he was 20. Yeah, 30. Yeah, 1v30. Hold on, real quick. There's no moderator in here. I don't know what happened. I know Ryan had comments deleted too, like on posting on video. So I don't know what's going on. That's probably YouTube itself.
Yeah, Phil. I don't. It's definitely not me because I don't even know how to do that. I couldn't do it if I wanted to.
I think TJ's gonna have a bounce back game. You saw like the look on Myles Garrett's face before that game started. He was geeked up and ready to go for that game. And that was his Super Bowl. It's me versus TJ Watt. TJ Watt disrespected me. I'm like, bro, you're lucky you're still in the league after assaulting a player with a helmet. You might want to tone it down a notch or 12.
He should be in prison.
Yeah. You're lucky he wasn't
living with Ray Lewis.
Hey, that was alleged. It was allegedly. Warren Sapp will let him watch his kids as he hides the murder weapon. But no, I think Watt's going to have a better game. I think the Steelers are going to move big old Mount Washington over to help Dan Moore because the Steelers believe Dan Moore
needs it.
Yeah, especially against Myles Garrett. Season. Yeah, and normally, like when it comes down to Myles Garrett and versus Dan Moore, it's usually a 50-50 matchup. You know, Garrett will win some, and Dan Moore will win some. Dan Moore didn't win any that game. He had a rough one, but he responded next week against Cincinnati against Hendrickson, and played lights out, left alone for the most part. So, but I think this week let's just move Mount Washington over there, let him help chip him, slow him down a little bit, and to give Dan more time. I think the Steelers today are going to move TJ Watt around, and he's going to have a better game. Your guys' banter.
Hey, at least I love CTE at this point. So there's
you two crack me up. I can't with you two. We need to get you two your own show. That would be like the reigniting Stephen A. and Skip Bayless.
Which one am I?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I guess Phil talks all in caps, so maybe he's Stephen A. because he's more
animated. And you're more of the antagonist, like Skip Bayless was.
Skip's the worst. He's terrible.
Hate Skip Bayless.
I think I mentioned that. I don't know if I typed it on your feed yesterday or whatever it was, but just like watching ESPN is just brutal. Like the coverage is so bad anymore. Like there's so many better people on YouTube.
Yeah, me.
Right.
Me. I'm awesome. I'm the best. Like my ego makes Texas look like Rhode Island. But no, I think Watt's gonna have a monster game today. He needs it. He knows it.
Crowd.
Oh yeah, he's that guy. He rises to the occasion. Like they might shut him out for like 3 quarters, but in that fourth quarter, you can just see him take over. Just get pressures out of nowhere. Like, dude, why weren't you doing this all game? Kind of like the Giants game, the strip sack at the end, and the way he played against Cincinnati last week. I anticipate him to just keep rolling and going because that was like a breakout game for him. Well, I never knew that, Phil. I must have blew right past that comment.
Oh, there you go.
But see, it adds to your lore, though, of like you're just so hyped up for the Steelers. I thought that's what it was. My bad, bro.
Well,
but I like it though. It adds to the entertainment.
Yeah, if the Browns drop back to pass and are down by a couple scores, I mean that just has Watt and
Highsmith and Herbert all over. Dude, I like this, the guy who needs to have a good game today is Cam Hayward. He needs to have a
season.
Well, he disappears for long stretches though.
Remember Ryan for like a year was saying that he doesn't want Cam back and he's awful and he's terrible and then he's just going out and proving Ryan wrong, I guess.
Go back through some of these games. Everyone that we've lost, Cam was not there. Some of these close victories, Cam was not there. You go through like Steelers reporters' Twitter, and you will see weeks where they don't mention Cam at all because he didn't do anything. Then the minute he makes a big play like he did against Cincinnati, oh my God, he's having this monster year. It's in spurts, in stretches. They're great and timely, and we need them, but he has not been consistent at all. He's been just as inconsistent as Watt has. But it's easier to recognize when Watt's being a little bit inconsistent because you're out on the edge. When you're a D tackle inside the middle, you can't tell if you're not having a good game or not.
Right? Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I used to be a huge Cam Hayward fan up until we lost against the Jaguars in the playoffs when him, Stephon Tuitt, and Hargraves got pushed around.
Bortles.
Yeah, and after the game, he's like, we need to do better. We need to better. And Ben's like, I guess I got to throw some more touchdowns. I got to get the offense going more. Cam never takes blame. He always takes all the credit. So I have not been a Cam Hayward fan since then. But I'm not afraid to admit there's games he has taken over. He took over that Cincinnati game. He played a monster of a game. But you have to be consistent. There's games where he's disappeared and stretches where he's disappeared. I want him to play, first quarter to fourth quarter dominant performance, because if he can do that, that sets up everyone else around him. That's going to set up Ogunjobi. That's going to set up Benton. And that's going to set up your two outside backers, your middle backers, and that's going to set up your secondary too. Like Cam, you're one of the highest paid players. Have that dominant performance in the middle there. Control that offensive line the way you did last week, and this game should be a cakewalk.
My favorite player on the team is Minkah Fitzpatrick. And
who?
Yeah.
Who?
Number 39. He has a uniform still somehow.
I think they haven't had to wash it in 10 weeks.
Yeah, he is. He's been MIA for at least a season and a half now.
Yeah, I know. Like the coaches in the media, like, oh, he's playing well on the back end. Danny Dimes fooled him how many times by looking the opposite direction, and Minkah just instinctively ran that way, and guys are wide open. You're watching any big play in the secondary where a corner, or when we're playing cover 2, cover 3, gets beat. Minka's sitting there pointing at the guys, and they're looking at him like, "Hey, you were back here for my help. Where were you?" And if you're going to pay someone like what we're paying Minkah Fitzpatrick over $17 million a year, I want more than someone who's just, he's holding down the back end. Make plays. Ed Reed held down the back end and had interception every other week.
Oh, Ed Reed was the best. I hated him, but
he was a dog.
The best.
Watching him and Troy
play. Could you
imagine
that at free safety and strong safety
and Sean Taylor?
Yeah.
No, fuck. Get the hell. Those three are just three of the greats of all time.
Well,
but like
on my show Wednesday, I had a former Steelers scout on, and he said to move Joey Porter Jr. to free safety because he's not a cornerback. Ooh. This is according to him, and they says that Minkah should be a strong safety, not a free safety.
Oh yeah,
he said that would fix a lot of their problems.
But what do you do with Deshaun Elliott? Deshaun Elliott's having an all-pro season.
Yeah.
It's
not going to happen what he said. I mean, he said it wasn't going to happen, but he said that would be more Minkah's natural position.
Yeah, it would be
he's playing out of position.
Yeah. He's not making those big splash plays. And he can hit, man. He's a great tackler. But, he needs to do something to justify that salary of, let's see, $21 million this year is what he is making. 21 mil.
I don't know. God bless these guys.
And he is $21 million. I'm pulling up his stats for the year. 21 mil for.
He probably has a bunch of tackles. I would assume.
67 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and two pass defense. For $17 million, I want to see some. He hasn't had an interception since 2022, when he had 6.
Maybe he'll get a couple.
Yeah, he had 6 interceptions that year. His first 4 years in Pittsburgh, 5, 4, 2, and 6. Oh, hell yeah. Pay that guy. Ever since then, 0, 0. Get the F out of here. He needs to do something more. This is just, You can find any other free safety and pay them $5 million to play center field and not let anyone beat you deep, and you'd be getting the same amount of production.
Do you ever notice his tackles seem to be like inside the 3-yard line?
Yeah. Like, he saves the play.
Yeah, he saves, but then they just go to score anyway.
Yeah, but it's like, what's the point? Why are you back there? Like, why? Because the quarterback looked to the left side and you ran to that side? Yes. I love how he calls the Browns the poopers.
I'm fine with that. It seems appropriate.
Like Ryan said on the show yesterday they need to replace their logo with Mr. Hanky.
I missed that. I only caught about 15 minutes of the show.
Yeah, he was like, they need to replace him with Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. Oh, shit. George Pickens. George Pickens inactive.
Wow.
Well,
Mike
Kyle
Williams
Allen, George
something. My
Pickens.
boy Van Jefferson better do something.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
you wanted to get into how we're gonna
today. Yeah, let's talk about
how we're gonna beat the Poopers. The ground game.
Here's
with a little bit
of if you guys watch Monday through Friday, the two Dumb Yinzers, about an hour after the show, breaking news happens. Every time.
Yeah.
I can't believe today.
We got it.
Mike here. We got breaking news during this is why I picked this time, because it's right before the game.
Right before kickoff. Oh my God.
So no George Pickens hamstring.
Wow. Well, and they have no Cedric Tillman and Jamari Thresh. I don't know who their receivers are going to be. But my God, George Pickens, that's huge. That is huge. Now
Mike Williams better show up.
He better show up. He's been out there. Like, you see him out there. Russ just hasn't looked to him. He's got to look to him today. Calvin Austin's got to have another good game. He's been playing well. Mm-hmm. Van's going to have to step up.
Van, okay, problem with Van. It'll be like an over-the-shoulder throw, and he'll look over the wrong shoulder every time, and can't find the ball. I'm like, quit throwing it to him like that. He doesn't.
He's not George, but he's gonna. He had that nice back shoulder against Cleveland 2 weeks ago. I give him credit there. He had a big catch last week against Cincinnati.
What is it, Skoranek?
Skoranek's going to have to good game. Scotty Miller's going to have to step up. You're going to have to hit Freiermuth in Mount Washington. You're going to have to use Jalen Warren more out of the backfield. Look for Cordell Patterson to also get some more snaps in there as well. So on offense, they're going to have to spread the ball out to everyone to where you can't key in on everyone. And Russ has been doing a great job of that. Well, last week, 10 different guys. You got to spread the ball around. We had the right quarterback for him now, or for this problem of not having George Pickens. And Mike Williams has to step up. He has to be in the O-line. More pressures now on the O-line because now we don't have that guaranteed deep threat in George. So that's huge.
I feel like that frees up a safety for them now.
Yeah, to bring down into the box. Bring him down into the box and you just,
Mike Williams does have to go deep.
He's going to have to, he's going to have to be the deep
Calvin
threat.
Austin's going to have to go deep here early just so they can't bring him down to the box all game.
Yeah. And Arthur Smith does like to run vertical sometimes, so might as well do it this game. And the only thing that sucks is, man, the injury popped up on a Friday, so you really can't reinstall a whole bunch, going Saturday to Sunday. Yeah, Smath Mouse football, baby.
I'm down with that. I love whenever it's like one in the trenches.
Yeah.
Boy, we opened the show saying that the most important person on offense, George,
it doesn't show up.
Not going to be playing.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough one. We need him big time. But like you said, hey, this is why they went out and got Mike Williams. This is the game we need him. I don't buy that theory that he doesn't know the playbook. The guy's been in the league for so long, he knows.
Well, that's what I question. Like, dude, you've been a wide receiver your whole life.
I think he's been in there. You see him in there. He has a decent amount of snaps because Arthur Smith rotates in a lot of receivers not named George Pickens. And on those pass plays, Russ is just finding someone else. Now, is he not getting open in his routes? That might be a different question because I haven't went down and broke down his film and watched him.
Yeah, I sent you guys some of the film I broke down. It was all, I guess, the defensive line, the offensive line, and then our inside linebackers. But I have not broken down.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the receivers.
I haven't had a chance to really look at
that. That's like something like I don't even want to try and get into because, okay, what's he supposed to do on the route? What's everyone else's assignment on that play? Did he do something right? Yeah, exactly, Phil. They're pros. They have to step up. And if you watched Hard Knocks, that's how Tomlin treats these guys. It's time for you to shine. Are you thriving or are you surviving? And people today need to thrive. You have to motivate yourself today to get out there.
What can you pull up?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. This is the reason he was brought here, and he needs to step up big time.
What's the line? What are the Steelers favored by, and what's the over/under?
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to get calm. I'm trying to.
I'm not calm now.
No. The early line before this was Steelers -6.5. Over under 42.5. Now it's dropped down to Steelers -6. So
hello, Landon.
Let me pull up some other things here. Let me pull up FanDuel. Wow.
So we're checking out to see if the line has changed with the news of Pickens out.
Yeah, he's seeing 6.5. I saw 6.5. I saw 6.
That sounds about right. I mean, I think they're going to win by like 10 or more, but
FanDuel still has them at 6.5, so they haven't moved.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
What's the over under?
42.
42.
Yeah, that's been like the same across the board everywhere. 6.5, 6, 42.
I like the Steelers and the under there.
What up?
I hope that's a girl.
No. No, I know who that is. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm just going to call it my stalker.
I met Mike in person and I was surprised at how tall he is. Yeah. I don't know why. Just,
it's the way I sit. It's the way I sit and scrunch down in the chair. Yeah.
Yeah. And Mike, what are you, about 6 foot?
Yeah, about 6 foot. Yeah. 6
I
foot, 6 foot and 12 inches. I'm talking about my forehead. Talking about my forehead.
Oh, okay. All right. So George Pickens rolled out of the game. We have Mike Williams. But we have a bunch of just guys.
Yeah. And you know what? That might be enough. Like Artie Smith does well with just guys. He can manage just guys very well. And I think we're going to be okay. Like I said. 007, it's the bad hammy. He went out and tested it, and Tomlin, like in pregame, talking to one of the reporters, was telling her that, we're going to monitor the situation. We hope he can go. If he can go, we're going to limit snaps. But it looked like it was a no-go, and I have no problem shutting him down for this game because you got to see the forest through the trees. You need him down the stretch. You can survive a game without him and come out of here with a win and have him healthy for the next, 5 games down the road. Yeah, that's going to be huge. Yeah, because we're going to need him against the Eagles. We're going to need him against the Ravens and the Chiefs.
I mean, you're going to need him against the Bengals just to outscore them.
Yeah, hopefully by that point we have seeding locked up to where it's no biggie.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that Fields and Wilson don't have to play in that final game.
Yeah,
you just have Allen out there.
That'd be great.
Backups, some guys.
Walk
down and everybody.
Yeah. Just let them get an extra weekend of rest or just play a handful of snaps, get in, get out.
The Texans aren't that good. So as long as we beat the Ravens, I think we win the division.
They took a huge step back, man. They took a huge step back. That interior O-line, it's been killing CJ Stroud, making him look ordinary. Where last year he was like the best.
He picked apart the Steelers. That was like, I was not ready for that.
Like I had a feeling it was coming. That kid, I watched him a little bit in college, and then that game against Georgia in the playoffs, they should have won. That kid is amazing. There we go. Yeah, get Justin Fields in there some more. I like it, and let him throw the ball because teams are keying in on the run now and that read option. Let him throw the ball. If they did it against Cleveland, it should have worked. It should have been pass interference. You pushed George Pickens to the ground. Apparently, you're allowed to play. That's fair. Joey Porter Jr. looks at you wrong, and 12 flags come flying out. Yeah. But that's another key to the game. They have to play clean football. Now, you're looking at two of the most penalized teams in the NFL.
What are we going to have, like 20 penalties today?
Oh, it's comical, man. What do I got here? The Browns
have the slash. I do like that feel.
Yeah. The Browns have 87 penalties. We have 79. They're 24th in the NFL. We're 20th. And I think most of ours are Joey Porter Jr. and Broderick Jones. It feels like.
Yeah.
Like those two account for a lot.
What is he, 77? Is that what he is?
Yeah, 24, 77, or 14.
14, yeah.
George is getting a little jealous there. He's trying to climb up them ranks. But they have to play clean, smart football. And that's how you let a team like the Browns stay in. You just keep doing stupid mistakes. You don't need to do that.
Yeah, I like you were talking earlier about putting Darnell Washington over next to Dan Moore and hopefully slowing down the Myles Garrett's pass attack.
Yeah, I think that would be a good use of him. Have him chip and then roll out into the flat. Russ likes to hit him in that flat route. And Darnell, he picks up so much yards. There are so many yards in those big long strides of his.
The best is when he catches it and then he turns upfield. I would just love to see the look on the defender's face where they have to tackle that.
Like the thing is that like when he turns upfield, it's like watching a baby elephant try and turn upfield, be all graceful, and it's just not there. He's a tough watch, but he's fun to watch.
He's not as big as the refrigerator Perry, but he's not much smaller.
No, he's like 6'7", 300 pounds. Like at one point, there was talk like let's move him to right tackle. That's how bad Broderick Jones was playing. That's how well he was doing the run blocking. But yeah, I'm lining him up against Myles Garrett all day. Just let him beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, at least keep Myles from doing the outside move and forcing him inside. Where
you got to keep him honest.
Help from Ciamalo.
Yeah, and Ciamalo, Frazier, and McCormick need to have a bounce back game from the last time we played them. They had a bounce back game last week. They need to play the way they did against Cincinnati to have a chance against Cleveland. That interior pressure 2 weeks ago was just too much for the team to handle.
Well, that one Garrett sack that Frazier didn't even get his hands on him. Like, Garrett just fooled him so bad. Frazier just looked like a statue there. And Garrett went right up the gut and got the sack.
Yeah, and I think that's going to help people like Frazier and McCormick. Okay, we saw these guys. Okay, I know what I need to do now. I know how I need to adjust, and they'll bounce back. That to me, that game was a fluke. It was an aberration because we saw how well they played last week. You're bound to have a bad game. It's professional sports. You're not always at your best, and they fought through it, and they almost pulled it out, not playing their best games. And the Browns had to play their best game to beat the Steelers when they weren't at their best. Now, do we anticipate the Browns being at their best again? And we have to figure, too, we had a short week. We played Baltimore the week before. There's a lot of compounding factors. I don't like to use excuses, but those are the facts. And that they play a part into it.
Yeah, the fact that we don't have George Pickens shouldn't matter versus this team. If we do like Phil says, run the ball well, no 3 and outs, and the defense does what the defense does, there should be no problem.
Yeah, and like 007 saying, we'll have Watt, Highsmith, Herbig, all that. I think this will be like the 4th game all year where these guys will be out there. And my God, you had someone in like Preston Smith, Landon Roberts, Patrick Queen. Now you're cooking. And like I said, you get Cam rocking and rolling early, and then that will help Ogunjobi and Keanu Benton get going. Who are you going to double team? You're going to have to pick your poison.
And Nick Herbig is the third option, and he's maybe the best pass rusher out of the whole.
I think he's he's the quickest. He's the quickest off the block. You see how bigger, but you see how like quick Myles Garrett is. I think Nick Herbert's not that quick, but he's quick like Myles Garrett is off the line. Whereas Watt and Highsmith, they're not. They have their moments where they time that snap, but a lot of them is like I'm just going to beat you on not quickness, but just general speed for Watt, and Highsmith is more power and throwing in that deadly spin move.
Now, the Ravens have a bye today, correct? Is this their bye week?
This is their bye week. Yeah,
okay,
they finally have
a
bye.
Half a game on them.
Yeah,
just by a win today. And then if you beat them, it's impossible for them to win the division.
Exactly. Yep.
So if we beat the Browns and we beat the Ravens, we should be a shoe-in for the 3 seed. I don't even care about the other 3 games. Obviously, you want to win them, but
you want to win them. You want to come in healthy. You want to come in playing well. Excuse me, but yeah, you win this one, beat them again in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's just oh God, 3 games in 10 days span. That's going to be brutal. This is a must win. This is a must win. If they somehow pull off an upset in Philly, I don't care what happens in the next 2 games because you built yourself a nice little cushion.
Right. Now the Chiefs play who today, and the Bills play who? Because those are the 2 we're chasing potentially to get that 2 seed, maybe even the 1.
Chiefs host the Chargers. I think that's going to be a tough matchup for them. And the Bills play. Who am I looking? Why do I not see them? Am I blind? They play at the Chargers. So we need both LA teams to win.
Wait, who plays whom?
Buffalo is at Los Angeles, the Rams.
The Rams. Okay.
Yeah, and the Chargers travel to Kansas City.
It's still San Diego to me. I don't care if they.
I know. It's like, I was like, I'm so confused. I'm like LA and LA. I'm like, oh, what?
Okay, yeah. So the Chargers are at the Chiefs and the Bills are at the Rams.
Yeah, I think the Bills will win. That Rams team is hit or miss, and that Chargers team is tough, man. And Kansas City, they remind a lot of people that what was the that Steeler team that started 11-0 and had that big collapse. That's what they remind a lot of people of.
Like barely winning every game.
The defense isn't what. Yeah, the defense isn't what it was. You know, their defense is still pretty good, but not like last year, man. Their defense was badass.
What about the MVP? Is Josh Allen going to win it? What about Barkley having a chance? I know it's usually a quarterback.
Barkley will win Offensive Player of the Year because they make that the non-quarterback award for best player. Right. Josh, he might get it. You know, it's the narrative. Because the narrative last year was for Lamar. Narrative last year was for Myles Garrett. Now the narrative's back for T.J. Watt and then back for Josh Allen and maybe Lamar. Those are your Lamar and Josh Allen. I would put Joe Burrow up there, but the team around him, they're not winning. But I think, you know, without Joe Burrow, that team doesn't win a game. And he should be in consideration for most valuable. And all three of those guys are most valuable to their team.
Well, to be honest with you, the Bills would be absolutely terrible if Mitch Trubisky was their quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Plain as day.
Yeah. The Ravens without their defense sucking, without, you know, Lamar, I don't think they are where they are.
It's crazy. The Steelers without their quarterback. Just fine. 4-2.
Yeah, just fine. We'll find a way. Well, Duck Hodges, some guy named Mason Rudolph. Yeah, let's go. We'll find a way to win.
What's his girlfriend's name again?
Oh, I don't know.
Like Lainey Wilson or something?
I don't know. I never got on board the Duck Hodges bandwagon like a lot of Yinzers did.
I didn't.
Oh, God. They treat him like
I wanted Rudolph back in there as soon as he was healthy.
Oh, me too.
They benched him.
Yeah. Oh, because his brain caved in.
That ruined his career. Yeah.
But then
he got hit with a helmet, and he had to have his helmet a different game
ripped off,
cut off.
Yeah, and then the fans the fans made fun of him for both the situations. Like, get out of here. I was never really big on Mason, but when he was in there, I felt confident with him, especially the COVID year when they should have won that game, but Deontay Johnson fumbles. Freiermuth fumbles against the Lions. The Cam Hayward getting blocked 35 yards downfield against the Lions. Mason Rudolph was not the problem. I would have been okay if this year we went in with our quarterback being Mason Rudolph. I saw the way he moved that offense last year. I thought the kid has talent, but then he goes to Tennessee where there's no one around him, and he looks bad.
Right. Well, you mentioned Deontay Johnson. I find it odd that not wanting to play, right? So he didn't want to go in. He refused to go in. So the team's punishment was to not let him play.
You. Yeah.
What kind of punishment's that? It's like that's what he wants. He doesn't want to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. It's because apparently they're afraid that if they release him, he's going to come to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's going to sign him.
Can he come to Pittsburgh now?
He can. If they release him, he can come to Pittsburgh. You can't trade. Steelers can't make a trade for him this year or next year. If he gets released, he's free game.
Okay, so if he's available, they can.
He's available. He can sign wherever he wants.
Even back for 2 seasons.
Correct.
That's the rule.
Correct. Yeah. And say what you will about it, I liked his production when he was here, especially when he had
productive in this offense.
When he had a competent quarterback. Those 3 years with Ben and those last handful of games with Mason Rudolph, he's a damn good player.
Not gonna lie, we could use him today.
Oh yeah, we can.
I don't want him,
but I know that's going to be the narrative if we lose. Why'd you trade Deontay? You need that number 2. But you look what Dante Jackson has done to this defense. Without Dante Jackson, I don't think our defense is as good as it is. So
he's had some key interceptions, great coverage.
Yeah, and he's shut down some really good receivers too. So yeah, it was a smart move to make. You were hoping you would be able to get one of those free agent wide receivers. It just didn't work out. You hoped Roman Wilson wouldn't get hurt and be able to work out.
Guys, look. What is that?
What do we got?
That's a grimace shake.
Do you want them?
All right, go.
Do you
go.
want the grimace shake?
Yeah, I know you want one. Go. The kid wants a grimace shake.
No.
No.
Not interested.
Yeah, he'll come up and go, oh, football, and go play. It does not. Cool. It does not grab his attention span whatsoever.
That's fine. My daughter, it's funny. When West Virginia gets a first down, they say like WVU, and then they say first down and they point, and she goes, Dad, I don't participate because I don't know which way to point. I'm like, that's the best thing I've heard in a while.
You know what? You love the honesty. Like, I don't know.
I'm like, you don't know what direction they're going?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess that's funny. But, she goes to the games and cheers, I guess.
Yeah, hey.
What are we on time here?
We are at the hour mark. Let's get some predictions in and get ready for the game.
Now, did you make a prediction yesterday? Have you
changed I did. Yeah, I had the Steelers scoring like 30 points, like 28, 30 some odd points. I'm going to lower that now down to, I think we're going to score like 27. We're still going to find a way to put points up on this board, but I'm going 27-17 Steelers. I still have us winning.
All right. I've got the Steelers 28 without Pickens even 28, and the Brownies or the Poopers 10.
I love it. I love it. Hopefully that holds true, and we'll victory Monday, baby. I better be a victory Monday.
Yeah, I'll be tuning in tomorrow. What about 11 sharp?
11. Ryan, it'll be 11:30. We will be on the air.
Yeah, I still think we're getting close to the end of the year. I think the only show you guys had where you started at 11 was when you had the great can't think of his name right now, the running back.
Oh my God, Tim Worley.
Worley, yes.
Yeah, we were not going to be late for Tim Worley. No,
it was 11. He said on the dot, and he came right on.
Anyone who's new, go back and find that interview with Tim Worley. It was a great interview. Just a great conversation.
Probably your best show, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and it was just
good.
It was
the
just
questions you guys asked were great.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
And he
very humble
stuff,
guy.
Yeah, and the stuff about his past that we weren't going to bring up, but he brought it up himself. I was like, okay, we're not going to go in.
Religious, he's talked to God about it. He's got it figured out.
Well, the next person you have to talk to after you talk to your God is me.
Right.
Yeah, that's how the pantheon goes. Whatever God you believe in, and then us here at the Two Dumb Answers, it's there. Okay, we're almost neck and neck.
All right. Phil says 27, Pooper 13. Yeah, I think it's gonna be right around there, Phil.
Well, I can't have you two agreeing on something.
I think the only thing we disagree with is what?
I think so.
Although that's too much. Likes when I pick against the Steelers because they typically win. Although I picked the Steelers to blow out the Browns and they lost.
Yeah, I know. I think he said that earlier. He's like, he says keep picking versus the Steelers. They've been winning when you pick against them.
I can't today. I just can't do it. Maybe next week.
So if we lose today, you realize you're getting all the rest.
Against them the next 4 games,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, you have
to.
Win all 4. All right, everyone. That's it for today.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yes,
we are T-minus 54 minutes to kick off.
Get your mind right for the game, everyone. And we will be back here. The Two Dumb Answers back here tomorrow at 11:30, hopefully for Victory Monday.
All right. From one man's opinion on sports. Appreciate you guys all stopping here too.
Yeah, Mike from Two Dumb Answers. We'll see you all on Monday. Have a good one.
Peace.